about a month or 6 weeks ago, my wife and I were flying back to Newark from out of town. We were in Pittsburgh. So we were flying back to Newark. And because of turbulence and bad weather here in New Jersey, they redirected us to LaGuardia Airport. The problem was our car was parked at Newark Airport. So we get to LaGuardia Airport, and so I go to the location where you're supposed to get a taxi cab, and in this airport, LaGuardia, the way it works is that instead of having taxis lined up in queue, they have an area where you go to and you pick up the phone, and they connect you with dispatch, and then you'll tell them where you want to go, and they have a couple of different cab services, and you'll find out what the price is, and when you find out this is what you want, then you go. So I told the lady on the other line, I said, I'd like for a cab to take us to Newark Airport because that's where my car is. How much is it? She gave me the price. I said, it's fine. And then she said to me, sir, how will I recognize you? Because the cabs are parked maybe like 5 minutes away in this big parking lot, and then they'll just send one over to the airport. I said, well, I'm going to be coming out of the terminal, this particular exit door. And she said, well, that doesn't tell me. How can I recognize you? And then here I'm faced with the issue now. I have to describe myself to this woman. So I said to her, I look like Denzel Washington. And when my wife heard me say that on the phone, she just shook her head and walked away. But how do you tell someone I'm 5'7", wearing a Yankees hat, and I didn't want to go through all that stuff. So she laughed, I laughed, but I'm here, so they recognize me. But you understand the point. The point I'm bringing out is that sometimes we struggle with our appearance, or we struggle with what we're not. And we wish we could do certain things. And on a good day when the wind is blowing and my hair's standing up on all ends, I'm 5'7". Now, would I love to be 6'2"? Absolutely. Can I pray to be 6'2"? I can do it, but God doesn't work that way. And so and there's some of you are struggling with things. But there's this really, really neat prayer that's prayed in lots of circles and support groups. But it was really a prayer that was established by a real strong follower of Jesus, Reinhold Niebuhr. And he was a professor of theology, and it's called the Serenity Prayer. In fact, I want to teach it to you if you have never heard it before. And I'm going to give you a chance to pray it because I want us to start off this journey of 3 weeks of learning about the Bible and the body with the sense of non-judgmental acceptance. Let me say it first, and then I'm going to ask you to pray it with me. Here's what the prayer says. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And so we're praying that in regards to our body and our appearance. Let's go. You ready to pray? Now you got to use your outdoor voice. Ready? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. You got it? Now, when I prayed that prayer and have known that prayer for years, I still realized there were some things that I had the power to change about me. May I show you a picture of what I used to look like? Who told you to say that, man? You want to get into a fist fight? Come on. But I do want this interactive preaching. Feel free to preach. I mean, it's just, the idea. Put the picture back up, please. But I want you to see, yeah, this is me. You're looking at me. Some of you are like, that was me back in August of 2000. And the picture that says after, that was just this past December, 2013. 75 pounds less. Yeah. Now, let me show you yet another picture. It didn't require all of that. It just But I wanted you to see this because you know me. This is not some slick, picture trying to change anything. This was reality. That was how I looked in April of 2000. In fact, one of the men, after I went on my journey to change my eating habits and change my activity pattern, that is exercise, and change my diet, not dieting in that conventional sense, but lifestyle change. One of the men said to me, he said, "Pastor, you've lost your authority." And then he said of himself, "I have a lot of authority." Now, he's a big guy. His stomach is out to here. He said, "I have a lot of authority." So he was saying my authority is my weight. So I guess I lost my authority. But I want you to see that, because I'm showing you that I'm just an average, normal guy. And if there was some hard work, through this journey, I was able to make some changes, so can you. And if you want to go through a journey of really bringing your body into proper stewardship, then this conversation today is one of three. You can't tell it all at one time, but I'm going to lay out some good principles that's going to build up on each one each week, so you're going to find yourself having comfortable working knowledge of your body, so you can make changes to change the things that you can and be able to have peace in the areas that you can't.